Mercedes Mone continues to rise above the whole world despite a major setback at AEW All in Texas. The former WWE superstar has won yet another top title outside All Elite Wrestling, leading to her peers exploding with their wishes for her on social media. The CEO suffered her first singles loss in All Elite Wrestling at All in Texas. She was defeated by timeless Toni Storm and failed to win the AEW Women's World Championship. Despite that, Mone scored a significant international win and won more women's titles in the process. Mone defeated Diana Strong to become the inaugural Bestia and PTW Women's Champion in her first wrestling event in Poland. In the process, she became 8 Belts Mone. The Boston native's remarkable success in an international circuit led many top wrestling stars to react. Popular names like Bobby Lashley, Renee Paquette, Rey Mysterio, Saraya, Ash by Elegance, and others dropped a like on Mone's post on Instagram. But on the other hand, stars like Nikki Bella, Darren Young, CJ Perry, and Titus O'Neil posted comments to congratulate Mone. Amidst Mercedes' 8 belts, Mone scoring major wins outside AEW, her match against Toni Storm was nothing short of a blockbuster encounter. It led the CEO to say that she couldn't wait to run it back with the timeless one once again inside the All-Elite Squared Circle. Wrestling timeless Toni Storm was everything I hoped it would be and more. And as I walked back through the curtain, one thought kept repeating in my head, I want to do that again. I can't wait to wrestle her again. As the former WWE superstar continues to make history worldwide, her return to AEW after her All In Texas loss is still awaited. Despite a setback on one of All Elite Wrestling's biggest stages, Mercedes Mone continues to dominate the global wrestling scene, and her latest milestone has the entire industry buzzing. The former WWE superstar turned international sensation has added yet another championship title to her name, making headlines and prompting a flood of support from fellow wrestling icons across promotions. After falling short in a high-profile AEW Women's World Championship match at All In Texas against Toni Storm, many expected Mercedes Mone to take a step back. Instead, she jetted across the globe and came back stronger than ever. In her first-ever wrestling appearance in Poland, Mone defeated Diana Strong in a widely acclaimed bout, becoming the inaugural Bestia and PTW Women's Champion, and officially earning the nickname 8 Belts Mone. From the biggest names in WWE to rising stars in AEW, the wrestling community rallied online to celebrate the powerhouse performer's latest victory. It's clear Mercedes Mone may have lost a title match in Texas, but she's winning the long game, and her peers are taking notice. Mercedes Mone's journey to international superstardom has been a whirlwind of high-stakes matches, bold career moves, and championship gold. After her defeat by timeless Toni Storm at AEW All In Texas, some fans wondered how she would respond. Would the loss shake her confidence? Would she step back from the spotlight? Instead, she turned up the heat. Just days after her loss, Mone arrived in Poland for a history-making wrestling event where she squared off against Diana Strong, one of Europe's fastest-rising women's wrestlers. The result? A monumental win that crowned her not only the first-ever Bestia Women's Champion, but also the PTW Women's Champion, marking 2 more titles added to her already glittering collection. With this victory, Mone has now earned the moniker 8 Belts Mone, reflecting the total number of championships she currently holds across various promotions around the world. Mercedes Mone's social media exploded with praise after she posted photos and a heartfelt message commemorating her Polish title win. While fans showered her with likes and comments, it was the outpouring of support from fellow wrestlers that truly underscored her growing influence in the industry. Meanwhile, wrestlers like Nikki Bella, CJ Perry, Lana, Titus O'Neil, and Darren Young, Fred Rosser, went one step further by posting personal congratulations in the comments. Incredible and well-deserved. 8 belts and counting, wrote Nikki Bella. CJ Perry chimed in with, Yes, Queen. You are rewriting history one belt at a time. Proud of you, added Titus O'Neil, always known for uplifting his peers in and out of the ring. Champ, champ, champ X8. Let's go. Darren Young posted. It was a moment of overwhelming solidarity in a sport often defined by fierce rivalries. Mone's peers were unified. This was her time, and they were here for it. While Mone's win in Poland stole headlines, her match with Toni Storm and All In, Texas continues to receive praise for its intensity, drama, and raw physical storytelling. The highly anticipated bout between the CEO and the Timeless One had all the ingredients of a modern wrestling classic: two deeply charismatic performers, high stakes, and a passionate crowd. Though Mone came up short in the AEW Women's World Championship match, she later reflected on the encounter with nothing but enthusiasm and hope for a rematch. Wrestling Timeless, Toni Storm, was everything I hoped it would be, and more, Mone wrote on Instagram. As I walked back through the curtain, one thought kept repeating in my head: I want to do that again. I can't wait to wrestle her again. Her respect for Storm, despite their storyline rivalry, earned her further appreciation from fans who admire Mone's competitive spirit and sportsmanship. Rumors are already circulating that a Mone vs. Storm 2 could be in the works, possibly at one of AEW's international pay-per-views later this year. Whether it's at All Out, Wembley 2025, or Forbidden Door, fans are eagerly awaiting the rematch. After her win in Poland, Mercedes Mone now holds 8 championships, a remarkable feat considering her relatively short time away from WWE. Here's a breakdown of her current reigns. This global spread proves Mone's appeal transcends language, geography, and even promotional loyalty. She's not tied down to one brand. Instead, she's creating a pan-global career model that others may soon try to emulate. Since her departure from WWE, Mercedes Mone has reinvented herself in nearly every way. No longer boxed in by the constraints of a single promotion, she has taken a leap into uncharted territory and landed with poise, purpose, and power. In doing so, Mone has shown that it's possible for a woman in wrestling to control her own narrative, brand, and global path without relying on a single company's spotlight. Despite her increasing presence in global wrestling, fans are eagerly awaiting Mercedes Mone's next AEW appearance. Though she has teased a return, AEW has yet to announce her next match or storyline direction. Speculation points to several possibilities. Given Mone's stature, any storyline involving her is bound to headline shows and dominate conversation across wrestling forums and social media. In recent interviews, several retired and active legends have commented on Mone's impact on the wrestling industry. Trish Stratus, WWE Hall of Famer, told a podcast earlier this year, "Mercedes is doing what we all dreamed about, traveling the world, collecting gold, and proving that women's wrestling is just as marketable as the men's. She's a force." Booker T, a longtime critic of some modern performers, gave her credit on his show. "You've got to respect the hustle. She didn't take the easy route. She went to Japan, she worked indie shows, and she's building a legacy that's not tied to anyone but herself." Even AEW President Tony Khan has alluded to Mone's importance in growing the AEW women's division. "She brings a big fight feel every time she's in the ring. We'd love to have her back sooner than later." In a closing post after her Polish title win, Mercedes Mone thanked fans, organizers, and fellow wrestlers. "To the fans in Warsaw, thank you for making me feel like home. This win isn't just for me. It's for every little girl watching, dreaming of becoming a champion on her own terms. We're not just breaking ceilings, we're building empires." In an era where most wrestlers are content sticking with one promotion, Mercedes Mone is doing something bolder. She's creating a new archetype for modern wrestling stardom. She's not just collecting belts. She's collecting respect, audiences, and power in an industry that rarely hands any of that over without a fight. With 8 championships and no signs of slowing down, Mone is setting the standard for what it means to be a modern wrestling icon. And if the reactions from Nikki Bella, Renee Paquette, CJ Perry, and countless others are anything to go by, this is only the beginning. As fans eagerly await her return to AEW and beyond, one thing's for sure, Mone's world domination is far from over.